Hello, everyone, and welcome to Week 2 of the Bill Knight Ford Cascia Commando football show with head coach Joe Medina. Coach Medina, I can only say one thing. Congratulations, what a tremendous win when you are in 4A and you beat a ranked 6A team 31-23. That is a great night of football.
It was a wonderful night of football. You know, so proud of my football team, so proud of the Cascia community that came out in full support. You know, we struggled early. We went to the locker room, we regrouped, and just kind of played our game in the second half, and the kids showed some great resiliency and came away with a very, very good win.
I think that's a question that most people will ask when they look at the line score. There you go into halftime, you're trailing 14-3. You come out and score 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. Everyone is saying, what did he say?
Well, not a lot. I mean, I think our kids are smart enough to realize that we had made mistakes that had cost us some points on the scoreboard. But the biggest thing I told them was, just take a deep breath, and I really mean that when I say that. I gather them all in, take a deep breath, let's settle down, let's talk about what we did bad and how to correct it. And we made just 1 or 2 adjustments in the blocking scheme on offense. But bottom line is, I told them, let's go back and do the things that we do, and that was very successful for us.
Well, I think that you really need to get a patent on that because I have seen so many that didn't work out that way. But Coach, let's roll into action here and take a look at the first half of the Cascia win over Bartlesville.
Well, we start out, kicking the ball off and get great kickoff coverage here. You can see everybody there in their lanes. Nice tackle there by Cade Pruitt on the kickoff team. Bartlesville, very explosive offense, good quarterback and a good running back, but Derek Cole tackles him for the loss there. Quarterback scrambles around here and hits a very good wide receiver for the first down. Bartlesville, a little bit here on a drive, quarterback rolls around, and he finds the running back leaking out of the backfield, and we do a good job here not letting him score and tackle, and we always say play the next play, because here's the very next play right here. We're going to get a turnover and a fumble recovery by Reece Lambert, and we dodge a bullet right there. This is our first offensive series, third down. Michael Bloomfield with a great throw here to Reece Lambert to pick up the first down. Kind of used a little crossing route there to beat their man-to-man coverage. Come back here, you can see Bartlesville play really good defense. Nathan Dinsmore over the right side, not a lot of running room. We get here now, I believe this is a third down play, and we throw short here and don't pick up the first down. Again, they do a good job of rallying. Call on the rugby punt, and if I could have a play back, might be this one here, and Bartlesville sniffs it out and gets the ball in good field position. Again, back on offense, Bartlesville with their good quarterback makes a nice pass, but again, we strip the football and a good recovery there by Garrett Hart. Michael throwing the ball out here, I believe that's to Zach Powell, moving, getting some yards there. Going to come back here and drop back the pass and try to throw the ball deep here to Reece Lambert into the wind. And number 10, his last name is Parker, makes a good play in intercepting the ball. And so we traded turnovers there with Bartlesville. Colton Penrod, their great quarterback, scrambles for about 25 yards there. Hand the ball back off to the running back, and the blue swarm there is to tackle him there for a loss. Penrod again going to scramble out here. This time we're ready for it. I believe that's Luke Smith with a nice tackle. Back to pass, Penrod goes again. We lose contain there on the outside. He's going to scramble around, throw a dart right there for the touchdown. And towards the end of the first quarter, Bartlesville's got a 7-0 lead. Got another third down situation here on our next series. Throw the ball to a little screen pass there to Field Daniel. He picks up about 20 yards. Going to the second quarter, hand the ball to Nathan Dinsmore. Tough running, but there's not a whole lot of room there. Here on a fourth down play, try to go deep, hitch and go again, try to score quick. And I thought Reece was going to come up with that one and just eludes his hands just barely, or else we would have had a tie game. Bartlesville again, back on offense. Quarterback trying to run the draw. We sniff it out. He's going to scramble around here and throw the ball again to number 10. Good football player. You can see the nice move there, but again, the pursuit keeps him from being in the end zone. Going to throw a little seam route there again to number 10. It took us a while to adjust a little bit to those routes, but we made those adjustments at halftime. But you can see there Bartlesville took advantage and moved the ball all the way down and scored. We were 3 and out on our ensuing series, so we call on Sam Percival to punt the football here, and he's going to punt it deep. And you're going to see the nice roll here. And again, when you have an explosive offense, you want to make them drive the length of the field. And so we emphasized that an awful lot this week, was keeping their field long, our field short. Again, Derek Cole with a nice stop there. Quarterback scrambles around. Nathan Dinsmore now on defense with a nice quarterback sack. And we force them to punt deep in their end zone. And so we know we're going to come out with pretty good field position, especially when Reece Lambert has the ball. He gets it down there to the 26-yard line. Trying to get some offense going here. Michael on the rollout here finds Peter Nielsen dragging across the middle. So we're down to about the 20-yard line here. Hand the ball off to the fullback right there. That's Brett Boone. He picks up a good first down there. We get in third long situation here, and we don't pick up the blitz. So Michael gets sacked, and the tough thing is he's got to come right back around and kick the field goal, but he does kick the field goal. And we're going to go in at half down 14-3. Although we do have to withstand another Bartlesville drive here. They run the fake punt, and we're lucky there that they didn't complete that. So that's something we need to adjust. So right here, again, what we want to try to do is take advantage of the field position. So we throw the ball here, and that's the touchdown I was telling you about, JV, that we had a penalty and got it wiped out. So again, Sam has to punt, and he pins them deep. And again, I think this is going to close the half out. It is at 14-3.
14-3, Bartlesville over Cascia Hall. But as you look at that first half, you can't go away with a negative thought.
No, I think we had our chances and just didn't execute. So we had to regroup at half and come out for a better second half.
Stay with us here on the Cascia Hall Commando Football Show. We're back with Coach Medina in the second half right after this.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and I'm excited to announce that Bill Knight Ford is now better than ever. We've made improvements all over our dealership to ensure you have the best possible experience with us, and we're celebrating with deals like these.
Get $10,000 off MSRP on the 2013 F-150 Super Crew or $5,000 off MSRP on the 2013 Edge.
I invite you to come visit the all-new Bill Knight Ford. Go with a name you can trust. Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage.
Welcome back to the Bill Knight Ford Cascia Hall Commando Football Show with head coach Joe Medina. 14-3 at the half, Bartlesville over Cascia Hall, and Coach, let's roll right into second half action.
14-3, had to regroup, and we knew we were going to start on offense right here. So I told the kids, I said, let's just go down there and go take this first drive and go score. And then we'll go for two to really close the gap. And we get a good start here with Reece Lambert taking the ball across midfield from the kickoff return, and we set up in pretty good shop here. Okay, so we hand the ball off to Nathan Dinsmore on the counter play, and now Nathan's getting into his groove a little bit, running out chunks of yards, as you see right there on the isolation play. Again, getting some good blocking on the left side of the line. Hunter Hedrick and Adam Flanagan again on the ISO play right there. Dinsmore gets down to the 2-yard line. And then we're just going to get in our power eye and just run straight ahead, and he goes into the end zone untouched. Here's the 2-point play that we have here. Again, thank you, Hall & Hall, for giving us this play. Many, many years ago, we've used it to full advantage. Right there, Peter Nielsen catches the pass, and we close the game to 14-11, so we're within a field goal, and now the defense is going to try to assert itself. We got them in third and medium right here. They throw the little Z screen out there, and Reece does a great job on defense. You saw him return the kick to set us up for a touchdown and make a good play to force them to punt. This time going over the right side right there, Nathan Dinsmore on the Bronco play. This is Luke Smith, the fullback play up the middle, fullback counter sweep pass. Bloomfield's going to roll out here, and Michael makes some great decisions, sometimes not forcing the ball in there, and he sets us up 4th and short. And probably the play of the game right here, here's Reece Lambert again, catching the ball on the 4th and 3 on the slant route and taking it to the house and giving us our first lead at 14-3, and a lot of confidence that we came back. Get great pressure here on Penrod. He's going to throw the ball up, and here's Reece on defense again. He picks the ball off, and he's going to scurry down the sidelines. And again, we have great field position. Back to Dinsmore, and Dinsmore's just going to, again, grind it out, use that offensive line. And we always tell the kids, go forward. Just go forward, run the track, and you can see Nathan run the track right there to pick up the first down. Come back here, same play, different runner. This one's going to be out of the power eye. This is Brett Boone to give us a 10-point lead now at 24-14. Again, with Bartlesville having such an explosive offense, they're never out of the game, and you're going to see that as it even gets down to the 4th quarter here. Penrod hits the running back out of the backfield. Again, they hit a little crease here. We miss a tackle there. But Michael Bloomfield does it on defense as well, makes a touchdown saving tackle there. Here, I believe that's Davis Lambert, Reece's brother, tackling the quarterback for a loss. Again, quarterback back to pass, nice tackle out there by the secondary. I believe that's Cade Pruitt with a nice play. And we force them to kick a field goal here. And now the lead is cut to 7 points at 24-7 in the fourth quarter. 9:15 left. Big objective here is just to keep the clock running. Throw the little pass out here to Luke Smith. Luke just needs to run that football right there. He's a big 230-pound guy, and he didn't run very tough on that play right here. Talk about running tough. There's Nathan Dinsmore, 3rd and 1, gets that tough yard and moves forward. Hand the ball off again. Brett Boone creasing it up the middle for a good gain. 2nd and short. Every coach loves 2nd and short, especially when you got this guy, Nathan Dinsmore, again. Sounds like the same play over and over. They do eventually stop us, and right here I think we're going to get a great punt, but unfortunately it hits our center, Braden Hoggy, in the head. And so, not bad field position for our defense, but it could have been a lot better. Dinsmore on defense right there, making a nice tackle for loss. Throw the ball right here. Reece Lambert again breaking the pass up. That pass that they caught us with early in the first half, we made some adjustments and they didn't get it. Here, great play by our corner, Zach Powell, just waiting. He didn't take the bait and bite on the post route. He stayed in his zone, played good football, gets it down there to about the 3-yard line, and then hand the ball off to the workhorse, Nathan Dinsmore, again over the left side for the touchdown. And now we have a commanding 31-7 lead with 2:45 left to play in the game. But again, these guys are never going to quit. Credit their program. Good quarterback right there. Finds a secondary receiver. Moves the chains. Back to pass he goes. Again, great athlete. He's just a junior. We'll have to face him again next year. He'll be a year older, a year stronger. But just a very talented quarterback. Right there, Nathan Dinsmore with a pass breakup, blocked the pass on the line of scrimmage, pressure him right there. We missed the sack, but again, the defensive line, Luke Smith and Derek Cole make a nice play on him. And then here, just a great throw. You can see how great that quarterback is because he throws a perfect back shoulder fade. Right here, they go for the onside kick with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and we catch a little bit of a break here. He hits it too far, and it goes out of bounds. So now it's just, run the clock out, and there's no better way of doing that than just give it to Nathan again over the left side. And then we get Coach Medina's favorite play, the kneel down. And you see the clock running down there with a great 31-23 victory.
31-23 over 6A Bartlesville. But the great thing about high school football, you don't have long to relax. You're coming up with Oklahoma City Millwood, number 2 in Class 2A. Give us a 30-second review.
Well, just very talented. And as I mentioned to you early, we could have a perfect 15-play, 80-yard drive and then kick the ball off, and they can take it back to the house, and all of a sudden it's tied 7-7. They're that explosive. We need to tackle well. We need to execute our plays. We need to play at full speed, because they're going to bring a lot of speed to the table. And I think the boys will be ready for the challenge. We got to handle the road trip down to Oklahoma City, but we usually play pretty good on the road.
It looks to me like in the 3 games you played before you opened district play that you really have done so in a manner that's going to put you the way you would want them going into district play.
Yeah, you want that preseason to prepare you for a tough district, and that's exactly what we had.
Well, Coach, that was a tremendous game, and I know everyone is talking about it, and I can't wait to visit with a couple of young men we have coming up as guests, and we'll get their opinion. Stay with us here on the Cascia Commando Football Show. We're back with special guest and Joe Medina right after this.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thunder Shark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the Bill Knight Ford Cascia Commando Football Show with head coach Joe Medina. And coach, at this time we always have 2 very, very special guests. Introduce us and tell something about them.
Well, I tell you what, it seems like I called these 2 players' names, several times on offense, defense, special teams. We have Nathan Dinsmore, our tailback, outside linebacker, and Reece Lambert, our wide receiver, safety, and kick returner. 2 outstanding players.
And they both had good games on Friday night.
They both played really well, or else they wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. You wouldn't have invited them. All right, let's get some ideas from you guys now. And talking about being down at half against 6A Bartlesville, coming back and winning. Give us your impression. And Nathan, we'll start with you.
Well, obviously, coming back from half and being down, we knew that we'd have to come out really strong, and we knew that they're a big physical team. We're going to have to do our best, and our biggest goal was to score our first drive back and get the 2-point conversion. And we did that very well.
And Reece, your idea and your impression on it?
I knew that we just had to come out strong and that we just couldn't give up. And I knew our team had the will because we just worked so hard over the summer and just have had the drive to do well.
And Coach, it seems like they were confident coming out at halftime.
They were, and like I said in the earlier segment, they knew the mistakes that they made, and they knew that they were very correctable mistakes, and they also know that nobody's going to outwork them, and so we just eliminated the mistakes, went back and made the game simple, and ended up with a really good win.
Reece, we'll start with you on this one now. When you're playing a team that the school is 3 times as large as you are, what was the reaction and what was your feeling going into it?
My reaction is that we're going to still play 11 people, and just because they have more kids, they might be bigger, but it's just going to come down to who can outwork the person across from you. And we won that battle, I think.
And Nathan, what was yours?
Well, obviously they have much larger school than us, but whenever it comes down to it, it doesn't really matter because we're always going to outwork our opponents and do and play to the best of our abilities no matter what. So I thought we did a great job of that. And honestly, the competition's just so fun. We have nothing to lose going into playing a 6A school, and we did our jobs and played to the best of our ability. So.
And I think it's going to be interesting this week. Last week you played up. This week you play down a 2A school, but an exceptionally good 2A school. And Nathan, what's your reaction to that?
Obviously they have a lot of talent. We're going to have to come out and play hard. We're going to have to prepare. And being on the road, it's a little bit tougher. We don't have the fan base that we normally have, but it's going to be a great game, and I invite everybody to come out and watch.
And Reece, what do you have on this?
Well, they're going to be fast, and I think we're just going to play them like every other team. They're going to have 11 people, so we'll just play our game and outwork them also.
And Coach, when you play on the road, it always seems like that you play with a tremendous amount of confidence. It doesn't make a difference how big the school is, what their ranking is, and you don't just really dislike playing on the road, do you?
No, matter of fact, I told one of our coaches on Saturday, it's time for a road game, and so we're going to board the charters and head down to Oklahoma City, and I like it because we get to spend time together as a team for the hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes it takes to get to Millwood, and I like that, and I think our kids do play better on the road sometimes because they're not very comfortable, and it's a good situation, and they know they've got to play well. It doesn't matter how many A's you have behind your name there, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, good teams are good teams, and we've got to, and we're playing a very good football team, so we got to play our best football if we want to get our 3rd win.
And do you still get there early and let the kids walk around and kind of get accustomed to it, and many times kind of get a few cat calls or something of that nature?
Yeah, they might be better one to answer that question.
What do you think of it, Nathan?
Going down to the other team stadiums, it's always fun to just really take it all in, to see what their stadium's like, look at their fan base, see like what the atmosphere is going to be at for the night. And most of the time, every school that we've been to just in the past couple of years have been a really good atmosphere. It's electrifying almost to be there. So.
Reece, a question here, then we'll get your opinion as well, Nathan. But the fact that you guys play offense, defense, special teams, talk about that, and how does that react to actually going out there on game day?
Well, I think it's fun because in 6A and 5A, a lot of kids don't get to play both ways just because there's so many people. And at our school, we only have 350 kids, so you can imagine only how many people are playing football. But it's fun playing every way because you just get to compete on both sides of the ball and make plays.
Well, one last question here, and we're going to kind of speed things up, but in all the positions that both of you play, what kind of responsibility do you have when the game is really on the line and the team needs a big play? What would your comment be?
Honestly, I think for Reece and I both, it'd be that we're going to have to come through, and we're going to have to play strong and be able to make the big play and put the team on our back whenever it comes down to it. So.
And Reece, can you add to it?
I think that you have to show your teammates confidence that it's going to be all right, and if something has its play the next play, and then just make a turnover, make a big play, and then it'll help the whole team out.
And Coach, they sound very confident in what they're talking
They do.
about.
I couldn't have said it better, and that's what you want your players to say, especially the guys that you ask to carry the football in different ways. So they're outstanding, and they are playmakers for the Commandos.
And going on the road that you have already indicated is kind of a pleasure. That carries over with the team as well, doesn't
I hope it does.
Well, I want to wish you the very best of luck against the ranked 2A team on this Friday night when you go to play Oklahoma City Millwood, and hope to see you back here soon, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay with us here on the Cascia Commando Football Show. A very special guest coming up next. We're right back.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and I'm excited to announce that Bill Knight Ford is now better than ever. We've made improvements all over our dealership to ensure you have the best possible experience with us, and we're celebrating with deals like these.
Get $10,000 off MSRP on the 2013 F-150 Super Crew or $5,000 off MSRP on the 2013 Edge.
I invite you to come visit the all-new Bill Knight Ford. Go with a name you can trust. Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage.
Welcome back to the Cascia Commando Football Show with head coach Joe Medina. And Coach, every year at this time we have a very special guest. Introduce the guest and tell us about him.
First guest of the year on the Commando Football Show is always the Headmaster, and we're proud to have Roger Carter, our Headmaster, here with us today.
And of course, this always comes up. New projects, new things going on at Cascia Hall. Bring us up to date.
Well, there's always something new. You know, St. Augustine says, never be satisfied. Keep working. We've got, let's see, just kind of on the, we just finished an extension of the wrestling building over the summer. Made twice as big as we had before. The wrestling families made a real nice donation to make that possible. Our target this year to really improve upon is our technology, along with some transportation, meaning a few buses, things like that, and of course financial aid. And a lot of that money comes from our CPFA, which is our family organization that supports the school.
You know, another problem that is coming up that is having an impact throughout the state of Oklahoma in the private schools, and the OSSAA moving schools up. And of course, this has impacted Cascia Hall. You have moved up a classification. Kind of give us your impression.
Well, after Friday, I think we're just going to petition up to 6A, you know, and just say the heck with all this other stuff.
Don't worry about it.
No. But no, you know, honestly, of course, we don't think it's fair that we have to move up just because we were successful. But at the same time, I know there's some lawsuits going on, things like that. We're not going to be a part of that. We will play who we have to play, and we'll step up and take the challenge as Joe and the fellows did Friday.
And Coach, from your standpoint, give us an impact.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, I think we've proven that we can compete at any level. You know, we've had 2 good years in 4A. We've won a district title. We've won 20 games in the last 2 years in 4A. And then obviously the crown jewel was the game Friday night, having that great victory over Bartlesville. And so, you know, as a competitor, you like to play the best teams that you possibly can.
Well, it seems to me like that you have used this, and Roger, you comment on this, that Coach Medina has used this to his advantage, and a lot of people, I think myself included, maybe would have been a little on the negative side. He's on the positive side.
That's right, he did, yeah. There wasn't any belly aching on his part. He just took the challenge, and I think he presented it to his fellas, and they responded.
Well, and let's look at this Class 6A win over Bartlesville, who came in ranked number 6 in the state. Give us your impression.
Oh, I thought it was great. You know, the first half it was kind of feeling our way along and everything, and I think I told Joe I was going to sneak off if it didn't get any better the second half, and sure enough, the boys responded, and it was really exciting. It really was. And it's been a little while since down the sidelines we've had a game that close, and just to watch the change in momentum like that. But everyone in the stands really bought into it. It was a great game, fun game.
Well, I think Coach has done an unbelievable job of selling that to his kids. In the time that I've been around, and you hear some of his kids talk, They're not whining, they're not crying about it. It's just, hey, that's on our schedule, let's go do it. And I think you need to be complimented publicly for being able to do that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, JV. You know, it doesn't matter if they have 1,600 kids that go to their school, they can still only play 11 at one time, and we're going to match that 11 so everything's equal there on the football field, and we're just going to try to play a little bit harder, execute a little bit better, and that's what we did in the second half, as we saw, and ended up with a real good win.
Well, when you go and look at it from my standpoint, as you said, you can only play 11. And if you get the kids coming from the bottom up and all believing in what you teach, it makes it a lot better.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, again, you just have great support from the top down, from Roger to Sean Gamble, our principal, Jana Roberson, our middle school director. So everything is just a good situation to handle, you know, moving up and being up a class at Cascia.
And Roger, when you see this developing every year, from the standpoint of being the headmaster, that's got to be rewarding to you.
Absolutely. I think you've said many times, JV, over the years, the way you start the school, when you have a successful start on the football field, it carries over to your whole student body. And I think it's been a great start for us.
You know, you lost a great man recently from Cascia Hall, and Coach, why don't you kind of bring him into it?
Yeah, Father David Breck, who was the headmaster for a number of years, passed away last week, died after a long battle with leukemia. So it affected both Roger and I because he was the guy that hired us. So might let Roger take over from there.
Yeah, and I think most people have forgiven him for doing that. I'm not sure. But, yeah, Father Breck, he really was just a terrific guy. He was here from like 85 to 91. And he really put his footprint on the school. I don't know if you remember, JV, back in the 80s and so on, the physical campus was a lot different than it is now. And when Father Bragg came in, we see really a beautification. And I still say our school is the most beautiful campus in the country. And he was the one who really got that started and made us just really care about every little thing, every little aspect of Cascia.
Well, when you take a look at it, it just seems like that every time you go on campus at Cascia Hall, there's something, well, I didn't see that the last time I was over here. Now, I don't know where you're adding that or whether there has been so much change over the period of years that comes into mind once you get on campus.
It has grown a lot, and the beauty of the campus is just really something to behold.
And Coach, that helps in coaching football, doesn't it?
It does, and Father Breck was the one that presided over the transition when we went from being a really bad football team to winning the state championship in 1989. He was the one that hired Tom Stockton. I was an assistant then, and he hired me as a teacher. So, you know, we got to give him some credit for our athletic success as well. But just a great man with a wonderful, wonderful heart. And the Augustinians lost one of their giants when he passed away. But someone will pick up the torch and you know, carry on, and we'll follow him at Cascia Hall.
Roger, always a pleasure having you aboard. I wish we had more time, but we've run out of time. But you have a great school at Cascia Hall. You had a great staff, and just keep it going.
Thank you, JV.
And of course, we want to thank Roger Carter as well for being with us in the last segment, and certainly invite you to join us again next week as we continue to follow the Cascia Hall Commandos. Join us then, won't you?
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.